happened to me.
God allowed the demon?
I have no idea what happened. All I know is I was dead asleep with my wife and dogs, and I woke up with claw marks on my rib cage underneath my arms, and it didn't even make sense. My arms would, anyway, whatever. No one has to believe me, I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
But that happened to me, and so I just was like, wow, that's real. Whatever that is, I'm even not sure what it is.
It's
but
very real. And so then that presence of that evil launches something.
Yeah. Hey, I want to do a quick reaction video on a Tucker Carlson story where he talks about getting attacked, not only attacked, but mauled by a demon at night. It's pretty intense, and it ends up bringing him to a place of belief that in demons and in God. So let's listen to the story.
The presence of evil is kickstarting people to wonder about the good.
that's what happened to me.
That's what happened to you?
Oh yeah, I had a direct experience with it.
In the milieu of journalism or just?
Nope, in my bed at night, and I got attacked while I was asleep with my wife and 4 dogs in the bed and mauled. Physically mauled.
In a spiritual attack by a demon?
Yeah, by a demon. Or by something unseen that left
Is that right?
claw marks on my sides, on my...
So it left physical marks.
Oh, they're still there. Yeah, yeah. A year and a half ago.
Was your wife terrified? I know you were.
I wasn't. I was totally confused. I woke up and I couldn't breathe.
So this is very common when you have people come for deliverance. A lot of times they'll have those scratch marks, those claw marks on their backs from the demons. He's saying he wasn't scared. I mean, he's definitely saying that he was confused because the Bible says, my people perish for lack of knowledge. He had no knowledge of the spirit realm. And when we get into this a little bit, he says that his church, where his beliefs, nobody's ever talked about any of this stuff. This is why I'm so passionate about making videos, not to glorify demons. This isn't to glorify demons or, oh, let's talk about how cool the demons are. No, they're disgusting creatures that need to be exposed on a high level. More and more people are getting attacked by demons now. When they come to me, most of the time they had no idea that they even existed because they're not being taught. It's not being taught on in the church. Nobody talks about the spirit world in the church. So they just believe, they have this belief that somehow Satan is just some made up thing, and he doesn't have any demons. They're not real. And in other ways they'll say, oh, I've got Satan, I got my foot over his throat, and meanwhile their whole lives are messed up. So this hopefully this just brings awareness to a lot of people in the United States and everywhere else too, that these things are real. When you have celebrities now getting attacked and then coming public with it, this took a lot of boldness for him to do this. Because what happens when you start talking about demons, they want to put you in a psych ward and they want to call you crazy. So just keep watching.
And I thought I was going to suffocate, and I walked around outside, and then I walked in, and my wife and dogs had not woken up, and they're very light sleepers. And then I had these terrible pains on my rib cage and on my shoulder, and I was just in my boxer shorts, and I went and flipped on the light in the bathroom, and I had 4 claw marks on either side underneath my arms and on my left shoulder, and they're bleeding.
Wait, they were bleeding?
They're bleeding, yeah. No, they're actual claw marks. And I sleep on my side, so I wasn't clawing myself. I don't have long nails. And they didn't fit my hands anyway. But yeah, that happened. So I'm not from a world where things like that happen. I never heard of anything like that happening before. I had no idea what that was. I knew it was spiritual immediately.
You did? Okay, that was gonna be my question.
Yeah. Well, I don't understand to this day. I'm not gonna put it more.
You didn't try to refute the spiritual part in your own mind. You went right into the
Well, it didn't make any sense, and it doesn't now. But I'm not from a, what do they call it, faith tradition that talks about things like that or even acknowledges their existence. Like, there's nothing like that. I've never heard anybody say anything like.
See, there you go, right there. He just said it. I'm not from a faith tradition where we've talked anything about demons or that they can attack people, nothing. But then he talks about a family member that gives us some truth here in a second.
That in my whole life.
What was the next day like?
Well, the next morning I woke up and I thought that was the weirdest dream I've ever had. And then I saw blood on my sheets and I realized that was not a dream at all. I called my assistant, who was like the only evangelical Christian I know, well enough to
His assistant
call with something bizarre like that, totally bizarre like that. And she said, oh yeah, no, that happens. Yeah, people are attacked in their bed by demons. What? What are you even talking about? Yeah. So, I mean, I'm not leaving anything out, and I'm not pretending to understand that. I can only say what happened to me, and that did happen to me. And then I was seized with this very intense desire to read the Bible, which I then started without any study aids or anything. I bought a Bible that didn't have any. I'm not interested in editorializing in the Bible. I just want to read it and see what's in there myself. I have very low levels of trust for Christian pastors, most of whom.
This was important as well. This encounter had led him to read the Bible. A lot of times you have an encounter where you can't stuff it away. You need to dig in a little bit more. You're going to need to look into the Bible, and this particular instance brought him closer to God, where he wanted to start getting knowledge from the Bible, and it started him seeking the Lord. So in this instance, this was a good thing. A lot of times when you go through things, it doesn't seem good at the time, but in reality, if it brings you closer to God and gets you reading the Bible and gets you studying spiritual warfare, it's going to be a good thing in the end. So I want to bring that up.
I'm just not a fan at all. And sorry to say that, but that's how I feel. And so I don't want to hear other people's opinions. I just want to see what's in there. And so I spent a year and a half reading it, and then I started rereading it. And it was just a transformative experience for me, but I'm not, holding myself out as someone from whom you could get theological advice, because I'm
Sure,
not.
of course.
I don't know. I don't understand any of it. But yeah, that happened.
God
to me.
allowed the demon?
I have no idea what happened. All I know is I was dead asleep with my wife and dogs, and I woke up with claw marks on my rib cage underneath my arms, and it didn't even make sense. My arms would, anyway, whatever. No one has to believe me. I don't care.
It doesn't matter.
But that happened to me, and so I just was like, wow, that's real. Whatever that is, I'm even not sure what it is.
It's very real. And so then that presence of that evil launches something.
Yeah. So that's important. One of the things that I wanted to bring up too was he has no faith in pastors in the United States. That's super typical these days because of all the scandals that are taking place. There's mostly sexual scandals going on, a lot of the prosperity gospel stuff, just scandal after scandal after scandal, and people just do not want to trust these pastors in the United States. So he just wanted to get his own knowledge, and it's good to seek your own knowledge and get your knowledge through the Holy Spirit, but we also need to come under good Christian counseling and advice and pastoral care. It's very important to be discipled by other people. You can't just throw the whole baby out with the bathwater. And then this guy's even saying this at the end here too. I thought it was pretty humbling too that Tucker was like, "Well, hey, I'm not one that you can come to for theological advice right now because I'm not there." So he's not puffing himself up with any type of pride. He's saying, "Hey, I'm just in the early learning phases of what happened. He knows something happened, but he's still trying to figure it out biblically." And this guy's saying the same thing, like, "Hey, this drew you to something. It sparked something. So, please leave your comments in here. I want to know what you guys think about this. I think there's going to be more and more celebrity. There already is. There's more and more celebrities that are coming forward with these types of experiences, but most of those are very demonic encounters because they've got major open doors. And I don't know what kind of open doors Tucker Carlson has, but something was allowed to attack him and put claw marks up and down his back. So yeah, put your comments in there, and please share this video and like it, and thanks for watching.